Yellow, yellow. Alright, let's go play some video games. What am I waiting for? You say someone told you to come work for me, lass. Has the game taught you about hunt logs? Yeah, I know about hunt logs. I just feel like it doesn't really matter at this level. You say someone told you to come to work for me, lass. I'm afraid you've been had. We're known to hire adventurers, 'tis true, but we always go through the Adventurers Guild. Even if I wanted to assign you duties, Yellow Jacket regulations prohibit me from doing so directly. Now, if you don't mind working in an unofficial capacity, I have a personal request I could make of ye. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many, like, quests and stuff, like, I don't think it's gonna matter. Also, I like how she's like... No, they tell you about hunting logs. I've been reading like, every piece of dialogue, too, so... I mean, like... not been a huge issue. Also, I like how she's just like... So, technically it's, super illegal for me to give you requests. But if you, you know, if you're not a snitch, I have some stuff I need doing. And Creta, secretary at the Eyes, solicits assistance. Me granda is head of the Red Rooster stead. Anox his name. He asked me to bring him some river toad livers, but the mere thought of pulling slimy livers out of slimy frogs gives me the shivers. Maybe you'd care to fetch a liver or 3 for me. You can get them by slaying the river toads what dwell round the eyes. Okay. I suppose so. River toads. Yum, yum. You're a lifesaver, venturer. Now I take these livers to Grandam myself, but I just can't up and leave me post. Not to mention the mere sight of those slimy things makes me stomach churn. Would you mind doing the delivering in me stead? Find old Anok at the Red Rooster stead, and you can turn those river toad livers to gill. Okay. I guess so. Ah, this quest is called Cry Me a Liver. Actcone has information that may interest wealthy adventurers. Mind looking into something for me, adventurer? It may even be of interest to you, in fact. I'm told that plots within Mist are to be auctioned off. You, me, Hells, even a 12-damned wandering minstrel could purchase their own piece of La Eorzea. And upon that plot of land, you'd be free to build a house for you and yours. You can't tell me that the thought isn't at least slightly appealing, can you? 'Tis a bit surprising that the thalassocracy had the time and resources to prepare such an area, what with the kobolds and the primals causing all manner of trouble. But who am I to judge the priorities of politicians, much less pirates, eh? Besides, I'd like nothing more than to own my own home. I've yet to verify the truth of the tale just yet, though. If you've no objections to taking a detour from your adventures, why not head towards the gate to Mist, and see if there's a Maelstrom representative who can confirm or deny these land auctions. Okay. I swear this is the last time I send that granddaughter of mine to fetch river toad livers. Why, these are the livers I asked for. I should have known better. Ancreta has been dainty since she was a wee lass. I regret any trouble we've caused you. I heard that the New Worlders use fish livers as fertilizer, and so I thought I would give toad livers a try. A farmer can't be afraid to try new things. Nay, he must grow his knowledge as he grows his crops. That's how this farm grew to be what it is. You'd do well to stick around and see. Thanks, man. Anak seeks an adventurer to assist the Red Rooster Stead. I hope you don't feel sheepish about hauling a wee bit of wool. The flock's fleece is shorn and scoured, and the sack is all set to sail. Normally the Manic Miller up north takes it and felts it for us, but it seems the only wool his courier is tending to today is his blanket, the lackadaisical loafer. So I hoped you might see to it the sack of fleece down by the flock's pen reaches the miller. Wheatsarin is his name. On some quests, you will encounter objects with which you can interact simply by approaching, then right-clicking. Mogrim has been losing sleep over his sheep. They call me the Stead Shepherd, but all three kinds of livestock we breed here fall under my crook. Nevertheless, sheep remain my first love, my one true passion. You don't gotta be weird about it, man. So you can imagine my dismay at finding my flock in frumpy fleece. I can't very well take worn-out wool to market. A sheep with no shine is good for nothing but mutton. But where there's wool, there's a way. See what Sharton has to say. What? What? Why is everybody rhyming in this fucking place? Erin Lona has some moles she would like removed. If a lifetime of meticulous research into the advancements of the agricultural arts has taught me anything, it is that the fruits of knowledge are incapable of preserving themselves. Without an adventurer's brawn to protect them, I fear all my work will come to naught. Take, for example, the splendid ogre pumpkin crop I was able to cultivate. Years of hypothesizing and testing at last made tangible, only to be snatched away by those subterranean sorners, the clever hedgemows. I've already engineered the pumpkins to resist fire, drought, frost, weeds, insects, and festive rituals. I just need someone to kill the moles. Well, alright then. Guess that's what we're doing today. Morgrim had some little lambs whose fleece was white as snow, but everywhere the little lambs went, lice were sure to go. Now we're stuck with lousy sheep. In the time it takes me to brush one clean, the lice spread to 2 more. I just can't keep up with them by myself. If you could brush 3 shaggy sheep for me, we might be able to wipe out the infestation together. Let Mogrim know his sheep are in ship shape once you've finished. It is, somewhat concerning to me that, the shaggy sheep looks relieved. it's somewhat concerning to me that everybody here seems to be under some kind of curse that forces them to rhyme like they're a children's book. For an adventurer, you sure know how to wield a lice comb. As I'm sure you have found, sheep are delicate souls that require delicate care. Truly wonderful wool requires time, love, and tenderness. You must caress their coats, ever so gently. Listen to their soft bleating in your ear. Feel the warmth of their breath on your neck. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Hello? Police! Police! Mogram doesn't know what to do about his dodos. They may call it the Red Rooster stead, but make no mistake, dodos are the birds that keep this stead steady. Those sweet and tender eggs, that succulent meat. So long as you remove a dodoling's poison glands, you're in for some scrumptious and healthy poultry. The what glands? The Holmst glands? They're so delicious, I have to remind myself some birds just aren't meant to be caged. Perhaps I don't. Talk to Zapayan and Sheepayan and see if we Zapayan, Xpayan, and see if we can't return those exquisite creatures to their pen. Zapayan, Xpayan, Crosspyan, Crosspian. Am I ever pleased to see you? I was about to cry foul, but with your help, we can round them up. Zipan. Those dim-witted dodos pecked through the fencing and flew the coop. Fled the coop. Luckily, they know better than to leave the stead. There are 3 bolting dodos in all. If you spot one, just throw one of these dodo-sized sacks over its head. Once you've caught all the birds, would you mind leaving them in Mogrim's care? I need to repair the fence before we can return them to this enclosure, you see. Well. When in doubt, just stuff bird in sack. Z-Pain. Yeah, that's it. That seems correct. At least you don't have to wrestle them into a sack. I guess not. Hello, bird. Sack. Prefer to be in voice on. Yeah, I don't really care either way. It's up to you. Like, as long as you don't mind me just having to, like, read all of the dialogue out loud, I have no problem. Here's some dodos. Oh, my precious darlings. Without their poison breath, they're defenseless out in the wild. Daddy Dodo gets so worried. I don't like this. I don't like this, man. And now my dodos have a mommy. You'll stay around and look after my babies, won't you? At least until they're ripe for the slaughter. Get me out of here! Hello.
What the fuck?
What's up?
What just happened?
This man is very uncomfortable.
Wait, what is he wearing?
He's just wearing the farming clothes.
Okay.
He's listen. He's just very attached to his animals in a way that I would not consider particularly healthy.
That happens a lot.
He's like, I love sheep.
Oh, you're not gonna do that one?
I truly do love sheep. Yeah, I guess I can. I love sheep so much. Their soft fleece, their warm breath. And then when you bring in the dodos, he's like, now the dodos have a mommy. And I'm like, I don't. No, thank you.
This is like the worst version of the sheep. Like, alright, have you seen reaction videos on TikTok where people like voice over a food video or something?
Yes.
It's like a really uncomfortable voiceover to a sheep shearing video.
Yeah. Yeah, that's concern. By the order of the Admiral herself, Mist and all plots within are to be sold exclusively to adventurers, so as to encourage their immigration to Limsa Lominsa. Why only adventurers, you ask? Practical necessity, really. Limsa Lominsa is in dire need of fresh blood, capable, courageous adventurers who will fight her foes and protect her interests. Those who build a home here will have that much more incentive to aid us. As for what manner of place Mist is, I think it best that you journey there and see for yourself. Please direct any other questions you might have to the recruit station just past the entrance. To proceed with the quest, where the heart is, Mist, you may visit any residential ward within Mist. Each of the 3 nations has established a residential district, wherein like-minded adventurers can establish a base for their activities. Each residential district is divided into wards, which in turn house 60 plots of land each. Wealthy individuals may purchase plots of land upon which to build their own estate halls, while free companies may jointly purchase plots. Those seeking simpler quarters may instead purchase a room in the apartment buildings found in each of the residential districts. Estate halls and apartments can be customized by installing fixtures and placing furnishings. Please note that in the case of estate halls, specific company privileges are required for customization. More information on housing can be had by speaking with the resident caretaker stationed at each residential district. Thanks. I don't. Let's go to. You know what? Let's go to. Yeah, let's go to Bunny Holland. All of the other ones are very scary.
Aw. I was gonna try and find our FC house for you.
Oh, I guess that would have been possible too. I didn't know you had one.
It was a fight.
It was a fight?
To get it. There was so much planning put into getting that FC house.
I see.
Like, there were multiple people over multiple sets of like 12 hours.
Hi, Keeters. Welcome back.
Looking
Thanks
at
for the sub. 7 months of streaming and having a subscriber button. That's kind of scary when I think about it.
This isn't the page that I want.
Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to Mist. A Lominson sent you say? Ah, that's unfortunate. All Lominsons are barred from participating in the auctions, you see, on account of the fact that they're, well, Lominson, Admiral's decree. Feels like 1 month, feels like 10 years. That is exactly what it feels like. If you find the area to your liking, though, please consider speaking with the resident caretaker. She can guide you through the process of purchasing a plot for yourself. I ain't got no fucking money. It's just like real life.
I mean, kinda.
Kind of.
You gotta have a lot of money, and you also have to have a lot of patience, and you will probably still not get a house. Let's see. Apparently, it is plot 9, Ward 15 in the Mist. And it's a small plot.
Unlike real life,
If
if
you
you
wanted
start
to
saving
visit.
now, you will actually be able to afford something. God, you are correct. That is true. There you are. What news have you brought me? For the purpose of luring adventurers to Limsa Lominsa. That's unfortunate, but it does explain a great deal. Sigh. Looks like my dream of owning my own home will have to wait a little longer. But don't you worry about me. My day will come soon enough.
Oh.
Wow, this poor guy, he just wanted to buy property, but they're like, oh, only adventurers can buy property, sorry.
Yeah, Bergalas.
The residential district Aethernet for Mist can be accessed through the Lominsan Aethernet. Yeah, the housing crisis, it's real! It doesn't matter where you are!
Yes, and in every city, they make a point of saying this housing district is only for adventurers. Except, the latest one that still isn't
Let
finished
people
yet.
have homes. Yeah, see, the unfortunate thing is, they're only for adventurers, but there are too many adventurers.
So many adventurers cannot have homes. But if you're in an FC, you can have a nice little studio apartment.
Wow, it's literally just like real life. Yeah, having a housing market leads to having a housing crisis. That's true. Why must games emulate this aspect so thoroughly?
Wait, what was that other game that had a housing market? And it also, like, immediately had a crisis.
Very good question.
Because I want to say WildStar didn't have it because they had enough instances.
Yeah, they had a lot of housing. Like, you could even make it like a level 10. WildStar was fun. There's like a huge draw to it.
Black Desert.
Arcade was the one where, like, people were logged on for so long that they were getting timed out.
I have not played Blackstar enough to know if there was housing.
Black Desert Online is like really fucking weird.
It is. I played for a little bit.
But it was...
I read an article like a couple months ago about like Black Desert's like highest level player, and it legit feels like nightmarish.
Yeah,
you could even be a landlord? Oh my god.
I heard for Black Desert the late game gets extremely pay to win.
It's extremely like, well, I think there's no real level cap, but it becomes like not very feasible to level after like a certain point. But somebody just kept going and reached level 60, which was just like unheard of. Well, that was so easy. It makes me wonder why I've spent my life formulating complex solutions to problems rather than merely going around killing things. Okay, you know what? Fair enough.
Wow.
All right, fair enough. You can buy properties in town and make money by renting to NPCs. What is this, Fable? Jesus.
Oh my god.
See, adventurers, they're not necessarily the bourgeoisie, but they are like, they are very much the like, the only
they're
class
like
that
upper
can
middle
like,
class.
Yeah, they're the only class that can like easily mobile themselves just by putting in a little effort.
Which actually becomes a whole thing in later AAR, which is interesting.
Nevertheless, I'm afraid it's too late to alter my methods now. I'll continue to focus on the complex solutions, and you stick around to kill things. What hubris, what arrogance to believe that I, one woman alone, could overcome the unfathomably vast and profound mysteries of nature. But with you here, I'm sure we can do it. Aaron Lona is in a bit of a tight spot. Care to partake in the inexorable march of science? The concoction I'm currently formulating could change horticulture as we know it. Imagine, a fluid one could strew over crops to ward off pests. I call it pesticide. Applying leftist political theory to games is fun. It is indeed. All I need are some ladybugs and someone to squash them. Ladybugs simply cannot resist aphids. Find some althic lavender, I almost said leather, dab it with a bit of aphid nectar, and they'll come swarming to the slaughter. Alright, lady. Down with the bourgeoisie.
Alright, I'm about to make the biggest mistake I could.
That's
what you doing?
I'm searching milk to find soup. Oh,
Aphid.
there are only 2 people with milk in their last name on the entirety of.
Server? Yeah.
Yeah, it's US Horizontal Milk and Strawberry Milkshake. That's it.
Bespoke cheese.
Just so you know, I did not name this. Tris named this.
That doesn't surprise me in the least. Got back into Final Fantasy XIV a few months ago with some friends, and you don't think you read a single quest dialogue besides MSQ? You know what? So I played about
That's
20
fair.
levels of Thaumaturge, and in it I did not read a single piece of dialogue in the entire game. 20 levels worth of not reading anything. Turns out you can get to level 20 pretty quickly if you don't read anything. In fact, I have actually, like, obnoxiously, stubbornly dedicated myself to reading everything that shows up on my screen. That's what this playthrough is going to be. Return to me once you've collected 3 files of ladybug viscera. It's elementary, really. Aphids live in fear of ladybugs, and so applying the scent of ladybug blood, okay, to our crops is certain to ward off the parasites. We are manipulating the laws of nature. Of course, we could have just let the ladybugs go on defending the crops as always and not squash them for their viscera, but I hardly see the science in that! Alright, lady. You might have some issues. One of your friends read literally nothing the entire time, and we were finishing a Realm Reborn MX and was like, wait, why are we fighting these guys? Why are there mechs now? Luckily, I did read the MSQ a while back. In fact, I think it was even before they like truncated it or whatever. Have they done that yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like right before they implemented that. I did the whole MSQ, at least the Realm Reborn one. I got stuck in the post patches, so this time I hope to make it a little farther.
I think you'll get there.
The stream will keep me honest, that's what. A miller with no fleece is an artist with no canvas, a poet with no words, a man with no purpose. Well, here's some fleece then. Curse that blasted courier. To the sheep stop growing, 'tis the mill stop churning. What entitles him to rest? Bah, let him count sheep in his bed. The wool is at last mine, and soon the felt shall be wrought. You lost all steam in the patch content. You know what? Yeah. I kind of feel that.
Yeah. It sure is a lot.
What server? This is Primal's Excalibur. Wheatzerin, High Miller of the Grey Fleet, requires the help of an able adventurer. Now, felting wool is all well and good for your run-of-the-mill miller, but do you know what gets my grindstones spinning? Grain. Not even the right data center, yeah. What worth has wheat? None, but once shred into fabulous flour, even the confounded Galagos can't keep their hands off it. Which is precisely why I need you to slay them and recover the 4 sacks they pilfered. Once you have done so, take the sacks of flour down to the stead, and Skarnamar will take care of the rest. Yeah, soon data center owners and everything, so. Loader's wishes to check for any trouble that might be milling about the Grey Fleet.
I think it's Lot Swiss.
Load Swiss? But there's an R in there.
I can't see it terribly well.
Wait, the name... Wait, what? Does the name get bigger when I zoom out? That seems counterintuitive.
Slightly?
Breathtaking,
Well, I mean,
is
you
it
can
not?
see less detail.
Proud sails turning, rugged gears churning. The mill never stops, and so neither can the millers assigned to its upkeep. Vigilance is the key. By addressing tomorrow's issues today, we assure the wheels of prosperity continue to grind. Unfortunately, I've had my hands full with the work of the day and cannot leave my station to tend to inspection. I would entrust this duty to you. Seek out the Millers 3, heed their concerns, and appraise Weetzerin of your findings. You must find these Millers 3. If it's supposed to be like Dutch, it would be Lotersvies.
It might be. I don't
you
remember.
know? I don't
actually
know
remember which
what
was
language
it.
it's supposed to be. It seems like vaguely Welsh. I haven't noticed anything off myself, but let's have a look now, shall we? Look there, the sails beneath a bit. Nothing urgent, mind you. The cloth we use is the same as they use for sails out of the sea. Be to stand up to blustered wind. Making a guess? Yeah. I don't know what to do with some of the names I encounter, especially in Whimsy. Pshaw, the mill is fine. We'd be wiser to concern ourselves with the grubby scavengers that rob us of our yield. Wow, that person's fucking up that Goobu farmer. You can't navigate limbs at all. That's a very common story. I can
don't
only
even try.
vaguely navigate it, and that's because I've spent a lot of time there at this point. And even then, I had to reacquaint myself when I started this run. Well, you see the mill spinning, don't you? What more do you need to know? Only problem I have is you meddling in my chores. Away with you, then. Gridania's best town because it's just the easiest. Yeah, Gridania's really easy. It's very straightforward. Meanwhile, like, even Ul'dah has that, like, intersection that's just, like, mini
The
Limsa.
indoor bit.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I trust you enjoyed your tour of the mill. You are impressed, yes? The matter of Eorzea sale is most worrisome indeed. The matter shall be remedied at once. To delay acting until trouble occurs is to ask for trouble. The Grey Fleet stops for nothing. Full sail ahead. Diminutive kobolds are wreaking great chaos at the Grey Fleet. The kobold crimes of late give us ample cause for concern. Yet Weetzerin is content to pass them off as mere mischief-making. He cares more for the welfare of his mills than that of his workers. If only my beloved Mogrim knew of my plight, I am certain he would leap to my rescue all the way from his post at the Red Rooster Stead. Oh, you mean the sheep fucker? He often calls me his little lamb.
Ah! I don't like this anymore.
And I am certain my absence could only have made his heart grow fonder. Ooh, no, I dislike that a lot. Oh no, I hate that. Oh my god. Holy. Maple Story, you can have an teleporter, man. Man, I don't remember what it looks like to play Maple Story at all. I played so much Maple Story when I was younger, and then I totally dropped off of it. Leave me alone. got into
see
it
what
right
the
after the
red
first time the player base ever died, so they were just constantly throwing cash at items. Whoa, wild. I definitely played
Always
at like
good.
the peak of its life.
Yeah. But it's always good when you good when you get into a game that feels itself dying,
Yeah,
just so
that's
you
true.
can like,
Just so you get all the freebies.
yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
That was exactly the case when I played WildStar.
It's always MMOs. Well, because I mean, I guess to be fair, MMOs are the games that you feel die the most.
I was playing like the last 3 months of WildStar's lifespan.
Hmm. Brimstone has blocked Brone route out of Blind Iron Mines. Well, this time we've dug ourselves into a hole, well and truly. Struck brimstone while shoveling through the mines, and now the rocks are rife with the reek of rotten eggs. The gas grew to be too much to bear. Why? Can I ask a question? Why is the dialogue written like this? Every time I talk to an NPC in this area, it feels like I'm reading a children's book, like a one that rhymes. You'll need this clear earth crystal if you're to restore the earth and plug the leak properly. Just mind the surfeit clouds brought on by the brimstone. Oh, I forgot to accept your friend request. There you go.
Oh,
Don't you worry, I got it.
it's fine. I'm currently in a dungeon.
I think that's what they're going for, a very light fantasy. You know, actually, you might be right. That is a very, like, Final Fantasy-esque feel to it.
It's in the name.
Yep. This ain't your mama's Haito Senso no Grimgar.
Even
You know, on one hand, it would be very nice to be able to just, like, play tank and skip all of the boring queue stuff. And on the other hand, learning how to play tank sounds like nightmare, so...
it's not the worst.
Now that's a breath of fresh air. For many of the miners, a bit of brimstone is nothing to write home about, but I'm the one who has to write the letters when the gluttons choke to death down there. The prices metals command in the wake of the calamity will make us either rich or dead. Alright. Jesus. Is the reason this is... it's... What? That's because I'm not even level 8 yet. I was like, I'm not getting equipment. Oh, that's right. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm just not high enough level to equip it yet. All the eggs and milk in the world don't matter a lick without flour. Not that flour is any good on its own, mind you. The Galagos just hoard whatever they can get their filthy paws on. But now we've got the whole kit and caboodle, thanks to you. It's a relief you were around, but at the end of the day, we're still utterly unprepared should this sort of thing happen again. You almost exclusively play tank or healer, so when I play DPS, it's just head empty, no thoughts, only attack.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all DPS, isn't it? Isn't that just traditionally what it's like to be a DPS? Empty your mind. You've learned a role action. Role actions are spells and weapon skills that are assigned to all the classes within a role. Tank, melee DPS, ranged DPS, healer, rather than a specific class. Role actions are learned in the same manner as class actions, via leveling, but only need to be learned once to be able to use them with all participating classes within a role. Every time you fuck your rotation, you feel like a fraud? I guess so. There's a certain validity to that as well. Wait, they're gonna kill belts?
Yeah, no more belts.
No more belts? They're just removing an entire class of items. It's kind of awesome.
What are they going to replace for belts? It seems weird if they just got rid of it. That's a lot of stats wasted.
The role selection.
No, the stats are gonna move to other things.
Oh, so they're going to buff every other armor item?
I believe that's the plan.
That's a lot of work.
Skarnmara, the Red Rooster states.
That makes sense since belts aren't cosmetic at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's.
They're
that's
basically
fair.
taking up a bunch of space that people would like to use for other things.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wait, does that mean we get more slots in the armory?
Yes.
Yes.
The stagecoach that was supposed to pull in today never made it past Blind Iron Mines. Word arrived not long ago that it was waylaid by someone or something.
I'm a big fan of this change.
Stats redistributed armor slots going to weapons and rings. I see. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I will pursue. Because to be honest, I might just get to I might just see what I feel like playing out of the like higher leveled classes. But I'll probably play like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna do Rogue Ninja as my leveling class. I think I'm gonna give that one a spin. The coachman is a plucky fellow. If I knew Wahoy Mahoy, he'll be poking around the mines, plotting to salvage his consignment. But ultimately, he is just one man. It would put my ease if you could go to his aid. Wahoy Maho. Washoy. Indeed, the kobold study incursion warrants wariness, and now they frighten my poor little lamb, the soul I love more than any other on 2 legs. We must summon the Yellow Jackets at once! I shall pen the missive warning Ostfer of the kobold's advance. You must deliver to Lathagran checkpoint. Make sure you take jewelry when the MSQ gives it to you, because it's the hardest thing to get if you end up locked out or something by item level. Sounds like a plan. There's no time. I like how I'm wearing a helmet, but it just refuses to show the helmet.
Yeah, bunny classes don't.
Bunny.
Yeah, bunnies don't get headpieces.
No
You
hats
got
for
ears, that's all you
bunnies.
need.
You get face pieces, but not headpieces.
That does seem annoying. Face pieces, but not head pieces. Interesting. So that just means that eye patches are meta.
Eye patches, face masks, glasses.
I believe in eye patch supremacy.
Well, if we ever want an eye patch right now, you can probably get one at the market board and equip it.
I think I have an eye patch. I do. I mean, TBH. It's like 1 stat. Yeah, it's a red eye patch too. Ah,
You can also
so
just
good.
glamour it later on.
I probably will. BS because you get a full party anyway, so who cares if your item level's too low? Yeah, honestly. Bound for the Lethagran checkpoint. You've come to the right mines. You'll find most denizens of the dark will leave you be so long as you extend them the same courtesy, but kobolds can be a bit more belligerent. Still, nothing an adventure of your venturesomeness can't handle, I suppose. You must be the help that Skarnmar sent. I thought you'd never get here. The kobolds stuck me up and skedaddled with the garments. But don't you worry none, I'm fixing to get 'em back, so we can get 'em back. If you know what I mean. All you gotta do, I cannot believe I nailed this guy's accent from word fucking 1. All you gotta do is mosey on up close to that stagecoach there and peek in, and you bet your bottom gill those kobolds will come a-calling. Once them critters come out, thwack, you pop 'em in the jaw and snag the loot. It's foolproof. You feel a hostile presence.
Oh, this group is gonna let me die instead of breaking the bow. Okay.
You done good, partner. Rounded up enough to bring back the stat, I reckon. I'll tend to the rest of this here mess. You go on ahead and make sure old Skarnmar gets the goods. Alrighty. Oh. Good to see you return to us unharmed. There's your boxes. And with 3 full bags, no less. I am grateful, but I fear this is hardly the last we'll hear of the kobolds. They have been growing more restless in recent moons, and this trend is like to continue. Anarch must be apprised of this incident. War is at our doorstep. Okay. Kobold War.
Yeah, the Kobold Wars.
The great
Like the
Kobold
Emu
Wars of
Wars.
1702. My father still bears the scars. The kobolds are at it again. Not content with their own territory, the creatures have been pouring forth in their subterranean dwellings to wreak havoc on Lominsan land. But we won't stand for it. Our livelihoods are at stake. Probably something to do with all the colonizing you've done. Shrug emoji! Who's to say? Alas, with neither side willing to give any ground, I fear there may be no peaceful resolution. And I'll continue the confrontation with the kobolds imminent. You've seen with your own eyes how the kobolds have taken arms against us. We're completely innocent and have done nothing wrong in our lives. Okay. The mines of Ogomora aren't enough for the native nuisances of northern Vilbrand anymore. They've come to claim what is ours. Yo! What the fuck? Yo, what the fuck? There are kobolds that trade in the place, right? Long ago, our war-weary forebears struck a short-sighted peace with the kobolds. What lay beneath the sea was to be Limsa's. What lay underground was Ogomoro's. Yet what resolved one conflict created another, as the sea cannot fully feed, clothe, and shelter the children of the land. Realizing this, the kobolds tacitly condoned the Luminsan settlement of Eorzea. Did they? Did they condone it? Tacitly, you say? We share an unspoken agreement. I don't think that's true. But now the kobolds aggressively assert their dominion, threatening our very survival. Adherence to a pact is meaningless if it means our demise. It comes time for us to take a stand. Seek the wisdom of Aranlona to learn how. Doubt. Press X to doubt. I do not believe your lies, tiny man. So, Anak has at last abandoned the naive hope that the kobold menace would abate of its own accord. Their numbers have increased manyfold as they expand southward. The food shortages spurred by overpopulation quicken the cycle of aggression. There is a doubt. I think you're right, there is. A common beggar would know better than to expect foodstuffs aboard a stagecoach bound for the stead, but the filthy scamps grow desperate. We need only set the bait, and their hunger will be their undoing. Tell Anak to make the arrangements. Okay. Should have gone for that. Ingenious. We'll trap the hungry kobolds as one would any rodent. Well, what the fuck? They can talk! And I know just the bait to set. Tell Skonmar to set aside some dodo meat from our next shipment. Set a bit of that in blind iron mines, and the little gluttons won't be able to resist. Jesus! Man, this place sucks. This is what we, this is what we gave up a fuck ton of shit to protect? Maybe we should have just let the world be explode. I hand dead dodo to you, and you kill kobolds for me? A bargain if I ever heard one. Take this to Kwabadi, south of the mines. She'll know where it goes. Well, alright then.
Hey, horizontal milk is now on my friends list.
Woo!
I learned having just gotten out of Brief Flux's long stop.
It's very interesting considering just like what it must be like to write or translate quests that you know nobody's gonna read. There's like probably 2 people that read these quests, and I'm one of them right now on purpose.
So I think it definitely started as people didn't read the quests, and then people started finding out, oh, there's lore tidbits within the quests. And now
A surefire
everyone
way.
reads and does the. Yeah. I mean, step 1 is be Final Fantasy XIV, unfortunately. So, for most MMOs.
I see.
Yeah.
Good to see the Red Rooster Stead hasn't turned chicken on us. Okay, alright. Once you find a good hiding spot, open the crate of meat nearby. The kobolds will follow their noses. By the time they see you, it'll be too late. Okay. I guess so.
Like, you're like, isn't this a little bit fucked up? Isn't it a little bit?
Everybody's like, just like, yeah, woo, woo, genocide, woo, let's go. You're just here like, guys? Hello?
I should fix my bars.
Crate of meat. This is always my favorite part of Final Fantasy XIV is that the quests are designed in such a way is that sometimes there's just a destination and you just wait.
Yeah.
And it's just marked, this is it. This is where you stand.
You stand there for a little while, just like hanging out.
You sent a hostile presence. Sure, that's what we'll call it. Probably angry because you started just jumping them immediately after they like found food. I would be pissed if I was eating lunch somewhere and somebody was just like, surprise, bitch! Like, would one not be understandably upset if their lunch was destroyed by some rando with an axe?
You know what? I can't. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, hunting like dodos.
I like those regular dodos. Special dodos.
Special dodos.
Oh man, I can't wait until I get to level 80 of Bard so I can get Apex Arrow.
Oh my god. You've done it! I expected no less! I don't know what we'd have done without you, which makes me wonder what we will do once you're gone. I was hoping you might visit the Drowning Wench and speak with Baderon. It is no secret the Yellow Jackets pay him heed. Mayhap he would put in a word so the stead might procure their protection. Yeah, from the, like, race war that you just incited? Maybe. But didn't you do that?
Didn't you make this problem for yourself? No.
Didn't you make this bed? Shouldn't you lie in it now? No? Okay.
Standing directly next to incredibly well-made bed. I did nothing of the sort.
I'm sure this is the closest.
You can open your map and see which Aether points are closer.
Wow. I chose the right one. I just took a guess.
Nice.
It worked out. I love looking at other people's names in Final Fantasy. This guy's name is Nanabu Strive. Here's looking at you, Nanabu. So, the steads in over their heads with the kobolds, are they? 'Twas wishful thinking to believe the mine rats would stay put in Ogamoro. Okay. If I never make my bed, do I ever have to lie in it? You know what? That's the real
Jesus.
real thought right there. Any barkeep can tell you as rodents wont to spread. This wave just comes sooner than reckoned. The pact was a farce. No handshake ever solved a blood feud. We just needed to lick our wounds a while, that's all. Well, I suppose they're all healed up. Even the Maelstrom's taking note of how the rascals run rampant. You can be sure they're ordering crystals to summon Titan. And God's help us if they do. Limzo look back on these petty thefts and skirmishes as the good old times when that day comes, I tell ya. And there won't be a company of arrows to answer our prayers this time neither. Well, an ounce of prevention's worth a pounce of cure. A pounce?
Pound.
Pound. That is not spelled like pound. I'll talk to the
Oh
yellow
wait, that one
jackets.
might be ounce. They're like the word they are the word that they sound like.
Well, there's ounce, like ONZE, and then there's that, but with a P in front of it.
I think that one is pounds
Pounds.
to go along with the alms ilms thing.
Hmm. I'll talk to the yellow jackets, see if they can't sell the kobolds advance on the stead. Alright. This is not my problem. This is not my problem. They use
I like
made
how
up
you're like,
units of
equipment,
measurement?
equipment.
Of course they do.
Yeah. I like how you were like, equipment? Equipment? No. Money.
I was thinking of, I really was.
Malms
yeah,
is what it is.
Malms, and
Ilms,
yalms
malms,
for
and
distance.
yalms.
That just
No,
sounds
it's
so...
ilms, malms, and yalms. Obviously.
Yalms.
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 Yalm better watch your backs. Alright, remember when you found out Yalm was neither a meter or a yard? What is it then?
Six, I thought it was a yard. Is it a foot?
It's in between?
Ilm-
Oh, that's awful. Why would you do that? Oh, jeez.
But then what are ilms? What are malms? Are they actually like inches and miles? Have we all just been lied to?
Maybe.
I don't like those.
Greetings, lass. Ready to split some stone, are ye? I've 3 nice, hard rocks for you to build up a sweat on. Don't try nothing fancy now, just hit him with a good, solid, heavy swing.
Why did you pause?
It just felt appropriate.
Did it though?
Yeah.
Did it really?
It felt inappropriate, and that's what made it feel appropriate. That's the way to do it, lass. Now you've the idea. Why don't you have at him a little harder than that heavy swing of yours? Hold nothing back. It is 3 a.m. time for comp. You're gonna play comp at 3 a.m.? Jesus.
Don't do that to yourself.
Why? That sounds awful. I don't play comp in the middle of the day, like hours.
I mean, the
like
middle of the
normal
day is
days.
also.
Why are you even awake now?
Why is anyone awake?
You woke up like 2 hours ago? Don't you have school? Ah, I can see you're a natural. Me head's still ringing with the sound of cracking boulders. Take yourself to Axemaster Wern Zone and let him know you're ready for something harder. Harder. Oh, you graduated? Oh, congratulations. Oh, I think I vaguely recall something along those lines when you said that, yes. Oh, that's right. I remember you were talking about colleges. That is exciting. I remember when I graduated high school an eternity ago. I can't even say that like jokingly. Like I actually did graduate high school like more than half a decade ago. Holy fuck. Ugh.
Yep.
Oh god, I don't like that thought. I didn't show up to your graduation. Listen, COVID has been hard on all of us. They're a problem for. They say a messenger to the mines arrives faster than the crow flies from the stead. It is good to see you. 12 ilm to a fulm, 3 fulm to a yalm, 1760 yalm to a malm. I hate that. I hadn't realized the extent of the kobold menace, but Mogrim's missive has opened my eyes. Should we fail to bolster our patrols of the law in the Sand Lowlands now, we stand to lose the region altogether. I have not forgotten when the kobolds sought to seize the west. It would be best if those there know their former nemesis has resurfaced. You forget that you've almost been alive for 2 decades. Yeah, I mean, it'd be like that. People don't even... Time isn't real.
Yeah.
Time is a flat circle. You'll never get used to not being the youngest person in the group. I know, Keeters, right? It's been like... God, that's fucking wild, actually. That's really weird. Because in my mind, you are, in fact, baby.
Yeah. You're always baby.
Playing D&D early and one of the players dropped it. I turned 21 soon. Yeah, that's like it's like one of Gwen's coworkers is like a university student, and she's like 20 and she turns 21 in like December. And like what the fuck? 18 in a month.
Oh,
hey, so close. You're almost there. Almost there, bud. Once you turn 18, then you can look forward to turning 21, and then after that, it's all downhill from there.
Exactly.
Then you die.
And then you die. Though Stelward no doubt remains vigilant, I ask that you visit Summerford Farms and remind him that sleeping dogs may not be content to lie.
Well, I mean, you gotta
Fuck it,
include the
Newtown.
50 years of working before you die.
No, it's just
The year of you being 21 was COVID, so you're basically 35 now. I know, it's true. Like, like, all of a sudden you could drink alcohol, you could buy alcohol in places, and then the world exploded. Yup. Honestly, that's how I felt, recently, where I was like, so my friends, like, put on a little concert with their little band. They had a little vaccination party. And they were like playing music and stuff that they had written, and no joke, like being in like some shitty hardware store basement, having like definitely a handful of like drunk and high people like playing music for you. It did make me feel all of a sudden like I was in my early to mid 20s, and not like I was an eternally ancient like elder of the Forgotten Lands. God, that sounds excellent. Yeah, it was super fun. It was very healing in a way, because it felt like at that point I was like, shit, like that actually makes me want to like do things and like write, and like it made me feel like I was rejuvenated in a way that very few things have recently. But enough about being old. It's time to be a second life in a fantasy world. Reincarnation fantasy. Isekai. Kono isekai wa isekai. Ha 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 ha. 21 was so long ago, but I've only been to a bar once. Yeah. I kind of miss bars, not gonna lie. I don't miss spending like $12 on a cocktail, but I do miss just like being in a place and like drinking alcohol and hanging out with my friends. Not that you need to drink alcohol to have a good time, but just like it was a good time. Greenweeda seeks courageous pioneers who can tame the wilderness for summer farms. You woke up last year and was like, fuck, I'm 18. I only remember lockdown was only a couple of months. Oh, God. California has been in lockdown since, like, March of last year?
Yeah, they
Yes.
called lockdown pretty early.
They did. We locked down really early and really fast and really hard. Summerford Farms bears the charge of the Admiral's Settlement Initiative. Sorry? We're rewarded handsomely to brave new frontiers. Masks got lifted there. Yeah, I think you don't need to wear masks outside here. You still need to wear them inside. Not that that's going to stop me from wearing my mask everywhere, because it means, one, nobody can see my face, and two, I don't have to breathe anybody else's air. It's honestly great. Yeah. Even inside now, that's kind of scary. I don't like that. You think of stopping being a hermit and would like to meet people in person a year ago? So yeah, good timing on your part. Yeah, I extremely feel that. Like, I felt like I was hitting my stride, and then all of a sudden, okay, all right, time to retreat from society forever. Yet if we fail to fulfill our part of the bargain, the grant will be withdrawn. In spite of this, the washed-up pirates elect to laze their days anyway. There is still time for colonialism. We need only clear away the rocks and debris for the area to be deemed settled. If you are willing to help, you'll find a shovel outside that hut on the hillside. The restaurant you work at just opened to dine in the first time since March. Ooh. Yeah. That's right. A lot of places are doing dine-in now. I had dine-in at a ramen place like, God, when was it? Like a couple weeks ago? Yeah, it was nice. I will say, I actually really enjoy the period right now where like dine-in is available in some places, but most people still don't really want to eat, and I completely understand that. I feel very nervous when I see more than like 2 groups of people anywhere. But it's nice when you're in a restaurant. It's like you're just sitting there and it's just you. First prudence befits his post. The watchman's always seen threats far over the horizon, which is all well and good. But the Sahagins swarming at our gates demand my immediate attention for ugly heads that haven't reared themselves in recent memory. Still, I know better than disregard the bidding of the Yellow Jackets. Yeah, I got double vaccinated. I got the second shot like a full month ago, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. You must be the adventurer Baderon promised to send along. Horizontal milk, was it?
I hate that you just made these poor NPCs complicit.
What? Complicit in what?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
Takeout sales dropped immediately. Wow, geez. I think people are a little bit more wary about it here, because in my experience, and I don't 100% know, but like a lot of horizontal MILF, that's very different. That was Dark Souls. That was Lady Milkshake.
That's very different.
Horizontal milk. Yeah. You honored his word, so that's a good start. I'm Staleward, the old bastard. Hey, that's what they call me, as Baderon likely described me, and this here is my humble orchard. A good number of the lads and lassas working here once terrorized the high seas, and if you're wondering why I employ these scrags, well, they used to crew my pirate ship. But the calamity did for our ship like it did so many others, and I was sore wounded into the bargain. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow. Why would you not want to take food to go and eat in a park instead of sitting in a restaurant? God, you know what? That's very true. Eating in a park is just nice. I will say some food is just kind of like things like sandwiches and stuff. Great park food. Things like ramen, not amazing park food. Doable, but not. I always feel a little nervous about it.
I think it's more. I feel nervous about transporting ramen.
I feel nervous about any soup-based food item. Any like high liquid base or anything that has like a sticky component to it. Anything where like I feel like I have to wash my hands afterwards like really thoroughly. I don't like eating in parks because I'm like I can't wash my hands in the park.
I mean, you could wash your hands in the park.
I could, but then people would stare at me.
But no.
Your brother's getting his PhD next week. My family said restaurant. I was like, you know what? Okay, like no joke. When open air dining was like happening and was like really big here, like before people were getting like vaccinations, my parents offered a couple times. They're like, hey, you know, it's been a while since we've gone to a restaurant. Do you want to go to a restaurant? And I'm like, over my dead body. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Merlwyb's initiative to get his landlocked buccaneers working the field seemed too fine an offer to refuse. I love tending to my apples now. It's the only thing that gives me joy. Wow, who's this twink? Well, it turns out you can take the pirate away from the sea, but you can't take the sea away from the pirate. A lot of my blokes just never took to tending the soil, you see. And unfortunately, the botanists I called in to train have been wringing their hands in black despair. With so much work piling up, I need a tougher soul like you to step in and help where it's needed. Customers are 50-50 super great, happy, you finally open again, tipping well, versus the worst possible people. Ugh! Yeah. It's the worst. I agree. That sucks. Yeah. Food service. Absolute nightmare. Stalwyn, owner of the Summerford Farms, wishes to inspect your equipment and thereby gauge your readiness for the tasks he has in mind. I have a mind to set you to a task, Milk. But before I do, I need to be sure you're properly kitted out. Table of 5 uniformed cops. Blech. I have a mind to set you, Pirates don't care to parley with dandies, you understand. It might well be that the ones who have traded in their cutlasses for coulters, but they're still rogues at heart. I know a solid set of gear when I see it. Come back when you think you're more suitably equipped. Equip your head, body, hands, legs, and feet with gear of item level 5 or greater, and then speak. You can view and equip and remove gear by either selecting character under character from the main menu or pressing C on your keyboard. To equip an item, first select the desired slot. This will open your armory chest, from which you can select the item you wish to equip. Finally, from the sub-command menu, select equip to put on the gear. Uniformed and on the clock? Oh, man. What are y'all doing? This is why we need to defund the police. They're clearly not doing anything with their time. Let's have a look at you, shall we? Oh, as long as you're this well covered, I won't feel any guilt throwing you to the sharks. Erstwhile buccaneers are an ornery lot. They rage in love for the sea and care little for the laws of the land. But they respect strength, and by the looks of you, I'll say you'll have little trouble getting their attention. Ooh, a new axe. Yeah, let's get a new axe. Ah, Milk. That aura of confidence tells me you've not been idle since we last met. Can I just say it's very great that they call you by your last name? I love that everybody in this game is referring to me as Milk. I hope I've read you all right, for I've a task that requires the attention of a capable adventurer. Might that adventurer be you? An adventurer is you. Stalwyn has a task for a competent adventurer. I'm a competent adventurer. Good to hear. Then I shall lay before you the sorry tale. You will have heard rumors of the abductions. Citizens have been disappearing from every corner of Limsa Lominsa, as if plucked from the face of Heidelin, boots and all, by an unseen hand. And what's this got to do with Summerford Farms, you might ask? Well, that remains to be seen, but it seems a collection of right unsavory fellows with azure-tattooed faces has been creeping up to the edges of the fields and spying on my... Yamen? Now, I doubt anyone would enjoy being scrutinized by such savages at the best of times, but the farmhands are convinced that they're the kidnappers of rumor come for their hides. Needless to say, they're besides themselves with worry. One of the chef's friends is a cop, and literally everyone knows he doesn't do anything. At least twice a week, he spends at least 2 hours shooting the shit with folks while on the clock. Blech. Blech.
Oh.
Yep. Yup. Needless to say, they're besides themselves with worry, and their work's suffering for it, which is the very last thing I need when my old crewmen are still getting used to their new jobs. Tis a struggle to get him to leave the farmhouse of a morning. Great guy, sucks he's a bastard. Yeah, pretty much. That is, as they say, where you come in. Would you be willing to investigate these tattooed thugs for me? Good lass, the sooner we get to the bottom of this, the sooner this place will start to resemble a working farm again. I suggest you begin by having a look around Seasong Grotto. If reports are to be believed, our unwelcome visitors have occupied the place. Be careful though, Milk. I couldn't say for sure what manner of miscreants we're dealing with here. If they are the kidnappers, well, just be on your guard, alright? He hates all of his coworkers. You know what, if I were a cop, I would also hate all my coworkers. Unequivocally. Ding, 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 ding. Bird rags. La Nisaean oranges are ripe and ready for picking. Oh, I can't even rely on... What?
Lanosian.
Lanosian. La Niskea. Lanoski.
You know what? Yeah, go with that.
Alright, these Lanoskins. I can't even... Yep, I can't even rely on those rotten pirates to pick these ripe oranges. Yet if I leave them a day longer, they're likely to fall from the boughs. Perhaps you can grab a few for me. You're not afraid of a pesky hornet or two, are you? A pesky hornet, he says. It would be one thing if it was a pesky hornet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot of very big hornets. Orange. Orang. Alright, time to do as an adventurer does. Random menial labor. Wow, it's just like being a freelancer. I suddenly feel a very strong connection to this. You get the feeling he's hanging out on the force and against pension dip. You know, honestly, I completely understand. Yeah, unfortunately, like, police pensions are just, like, one of, like, the best.
They're just really good.
Yeah, they're literally just one of the best you can have to just guarantee your life for the rest of time. Like, I got a little bit of insight into, like, how much, like, police officers make, and it's actually fucking wild. Like, if you get to a high enough rank, you're making, like, 6 digits, and you get to keep, like, 80% of it as pension. It's actually ridiculous.
It is, in fact, too much.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I mean, it has, like, it has gone down recently, but so has every other pension on the fucking planet. So, like, ugh, you know? Orang.
Rewards for this duty can be traded with itinerant Googles.
Maybe you should go down more. You know what? I think I agree with you. I think I can agree with you. I think we won't even have to pay police pensions if there is no police. Big brain emoji.
Can I run that again? Not really.
You are about to enter an instanced battle. Instanced battles only occur during certain quests and missions. Take a moment to read the information displayed in the active help window before answering the call of duty. Modern Warfare.
Why?
What?
You could have just left it. It could have just been left there.
About to meet that.
Just like on the floor, hanging out, chilling.
Next, I will
But
tell you
no.
that we won't have property taxes if we don't have property. What an interesting idea. You are about to enter a special instance. These areas are reserved for important battles which feature unique environmental conditions or powerful boss enemies. Instance objectives can be confirmed in the duty list. For the duration of the battle, you will be unable to pass beyond the red line displayed on the field. You will automatically leave the instance once all quest objectives have been met. The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test. Okay, we're gonna go now.
Are you like this?
I don't have an answer for you.
I am the waves that bear.
Time to
I am
find
the
a
winds
soul
that
haven.
guide. I am the evening stars. I am the morning sky. I am born of the sea, and there shall I die.
I am born of the sea, and there shall I die. Big mood.
Thus reads the sailor's requiem, carved into yonder stone.
Hey, look at you, kitty girl.
You'll be seeing a lot of her.
Hell yeah, you stole her.
You stole her.
Such words
Only
well
Zion
describe
I
the
really
manner in
care
which
about.
the
I was gonna say, I think
citizens
she's
of
the only sign
Eorzea
most
live
people care
their
about.
lives.
You know what? No, that's not true. A surprising amount of people I've seen care about Thancred for some reason. I don't understand.
Yeah, they're wrong. Jesus.
The customer complaining that his tenants weren't paying rent. He was mad because he couldn't evict them a few weeks back. Ugh. 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 Jesus. Why do landlords? Also, I'm so glad that like the MSQ thing is voiced, so I don't have to
It
do
is
it.
both a litany against misfortune for those out on the waves,
But why is she British?
and a prayer
They're
that
all
the
British.
souls of those who perish on
Why?
land might find their way back to the
Because
sea.
this is a Rome reborn. I mean, that doesn't really
You
change.
are the
but-
adventurer I've seen around Summerford
Yeah, a lot of them are
Falls.
British
I
for some
thought
reason.
myself on the trail of the kidnappers, but it would seem I have missed my mark.
It would seem I have missed my mark.
Or perhaps not. As I suspected, the etheric disturbance here is no natural occurrence.
I do really enjoy like how nonchalant she is about this whole affair. Just like this like 20-foot tall rock monster that's basically just a walking mouth is like approaching, and she's like, well, would you look at that?
Nor
I found
is it
it.
a coincidence that the two of us should come here in search of those responsible for the disappearances, only to be attacked.
I'm wearing mittens. Would you like to get married?
But who stands to benefit from the keeping of this secret? Oh, such thoughts must wait. Let us attend to the task at hand, unpleasant though it be.
Hi, Bailey.
And you know what? I just realized it's also very fun to me that because she's a caster, she just pulls out a twig.
Well, specifically, she's like.
Ooh, just hungry. Yes, ads, finally! Something I can deal damage to. tiny boo-boos. Hello, tiny boo-boos. I'm kind of filling out my hunting log as we do this. Good job. Good job, team. We did it together. The Goobboo is just Philip. He's like, I'm hungry.
Oh no.
Phew.
3 a.m. games hit different. You know what? I agree. They do hit differently. Did you win, son?
I don't think anyone wins.
That's true. If you're playing Overwatch at 3 a.m., nobody wins. Yes, Das. Da.
Yes.
You may refer to
keyboard.
me only as Da. Yo, I picked up this crystal. It's really wigging me out. Da.
Murder springs.
Pew.
Hear, feel, think.
No, thank you. I have done all 3 of those things, and I wish to return them. Can I get a refund? Maybe a Chipotle gift card? I do not wish to think any longer.
Crystal bearer.
This is what it's like to drink too much. You go out for one wild night and all of a sudden,
I
no
am
think, only
hiding,
sleep.
all made
And then
one.
suddenly, like, a floating butt plug starts talking to
A
you.
light there once was
Wow.
that shone throughout
I can't
this
believe you
realm,
called Heidelin a floating blood.
yet it hath since
bleh,
sprung
bleh.
dim.
Yup.
Am I incorrect?
And as it hath faltered, so
I
hath
mean,
darkness
it
risen
stands
up
to be seen.
instead.
We find that out in
Question
Endwalker.
end to
I
life.
see.
For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate.
Don't like this angle at which you are approaching me. No, thank you.
The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them.
Wow, look at you, big
By
boy.
thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee.
Ta-da.
Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart.
That seems, alright. I was kind of having a good time picking oranges and stuff. Can I go back to that?
No, you can never go back.
Oh, who are all these people? What the fuck? Oh god, where am I going?
I forget they just really don't explain shit to you.
Whee! Oh, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? The fuck are those?
Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
I think you would get arrested if you did that. Just saying. just saying.
Awake again? Are we?
I forgot that her title is Cultured Conjurer.
Aha! The poor creature's fury was kindled with cruel forethought. See this blade? I found it in the Gubu's back.
Wow.
I have seen knives of this kind before. They are most commonly used for the cutting of rope.
The real
It would
story for
appear
AR
our
only really
culprits
starts
are
10 levels
seafaring men
before
of
it ends.
some
You are
persuasion.
correct.
Piratical being the most probable.
Pretty much.
In any
A little
event, you
unfortunate,
seem much
but it's
recovered
what we
from your
got.
sudden affliction. I confess, I was rather taken aback when you collapsed at the very moment of our victory. Mayhap a surfeit of ether?
Shrug emoji.
I beg your pardon. A towering crystal. I'm sure I don't... Oh!
Oh.
Well,
Furrow's
well.
brow
This
thinks.
has been a day of unexpected revelations. I must continue my investigation. In the meantime, I suggest you deliver this knife to your patron, along with a warning concerning the pirate's probable involvement in this murky business. The days ahead promise little rest, I fear. May our paths cross again, under the light of the crystal.
Oh, and you're the chosen one? Yeah, exactly. You appear to be the chosen one. Can I not? And what if I
May
say
instead be.
I choose to not be the chosen one? Huh? Oh my god, those people just phased out of existence. This is the future that liberals want. But I can't be the chosen one. I'm just horizontal milk. Look at those luscious oranges brimming with nectar. They could drop any second. Ah, ripe to perfection. How sweet is it? How sweet it is. If that lackadaisical lot of retired pirates comes down with scurvy, it'd serve them right. It just goes to show that you can't teach an old sea dog new sea tricks. You'd think the Admiral would know that. Juice. Bird rag seems to seeks to restore equilibrium by having the local fauna culled. How does this pronounce again? Lanoskis? Lanosian?
Lanosian.
Lanosian. Get it? 'Cause the ocean.
Lan Ocean.
Lan Ocean. Orange nectar is sweet, but rest assured, it's paid for in sweat. We have to pollinate each orange by hand because of the blasted pucks that prey on the nearby bees. Sorry? I wonder what that looks like. If only we could eradicate some 5 puck hatchlings, it would save us from having to do nature's work. They call me the flower pollinator. I swear it's not a euphemism. Please believe me. Why do none of my friends believe me? You've certainly proven you are not one to let obstacles stand in your path. If only these supposedly pioneering pirates were half as industrious as you. Expanding borders is all well and good, but the Admiral ought to know rugged frontiers can't be settled by layabouts. Go puck 'em up! About to puck you up. Dun, 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 dun. Milk! Right glad I am to see you safely return. My lads were all gabbing about hearing what sounded like all seven hells breaking loose near the grotto, and I feared I'd sent you to your death. Expanding borders is all well and good. Now hold on a second there. I know they were just gonna take that for granted, but I have some thoughts about this. If you were in the middle of that commotion, I hope it yielded something of interest. I'd hate to think you'd risk your life for naught. A blade pulled from the back of a creature you slew at the cave, huh? Aye, I'd agree that such a knife would be part of any seafaring man's kit. I'm starting to think that these ruffians are pirates, come to lure my farmhands back to a life of plunder. Chances are they didn't take kindly to your appearance out on their doorstep and sent a maddened goobo on you. Aye, the pirates have been added to their numbers of late. I'd best warn the lads and lasses in my employ to be on guard against their schemes. Not the pie rats, those darn rats that steal pies. You met someone else at the grotto. A woman with a strange contraption and an accent. Ah, Y'shtola. She's been in Limsa Lominsa for a good while now. Her studies of the Eighth are often bring her out to Summerford, so her presence at the grotto is hardly unusual. She's an odd-looking lass, I grant you, but she's not the kind to associate with kidnappers. You may take my word for that. Where trust should be lacking is in those Yemen, and those Yemen of mine. Yemen, rhymes with semen. Of mine who have yet to wholly relinquish their pirate past. The temptation to return to the free and easy life of a buccaneer may prove too strong to resist. Why would you ever go back to a life of pirating if you were like a farmhand on an orchard? You have my thanks, Milk. If it weren't for the efforts of stalwart adventurers like yourself, this farm would be in a far worse state than it is. Just you keep on lending your talents to those in need, eh? Help bring Limsa the brighter future she deserves. Stalwart is up in his arms as his hired hands are nowhere to be found. The sea sloth Severin and his lot, never around when there's work to be done. I'd sooner hire you for the sake of getting things done, but then the rapscallions would never learn. Round them up and let them know that Stalwart would like a word, and don't take no for an answer. Okay. Work? Ah, can't work when me hands are full lifting this mug. No, I'd wager me last gill you'd never guess what I'm drinking. Well, you're right about the swill part. I reckon it might be worth a day of doing Stelmer's chores if it'll afford me a taste of proper grog.
You know, it makes sense that they're food motivated, or essentially food motivated. I would also
if you're in
be
debt
food
because
motivated.
you bought the farm, maybe working on a farm isn't as idyllic as it seems.
Who would be motivated?
The pirates that are now working on this farm and apparently in debt.
You know what? You know where you get sent? Debtor's prison.
Farm.
Debtor's
Oh
farm.
no, I don't like that. I don't like that actually.
I'm supposed
Debtor's
to work on an
farm.
empty stomach. Go on, have a guess what I had for breakfast. But how'd you know? Oh, it's my breath, ain't it? Smells as wooden as the food tasted. But I know why you're here. I'd just as soon as get some real food in me, but I ain't one to reject a summons from the captain. Oh boy. We have to start organizing the pirates. Axes were made for splitting skulls, not stumps. You know what I did in my sailing days. Wanton slaughter. You bet your bosom I did last. Aye, those were the days. I reckon now I'll have to be satisfied taking my axe to the trees instead of human flesh. Jesus.
Sir, I have several questions.
None of these people are okay. I think it's not even that they're not finding it idyllic. I think they just want to fucking, like, bust some heads. So, Staleworm sent you, and what do you reckon I say to that? Work is for the weak and witless. I've saucier seeds to sow. Damn right! Didn't get where I am by taking guff from any glorified gardeners, but I suppose I could see what he wants to get him off my back. He'd let you axe most things of him. Well, that's good. You know what, actually, let's slaughter some of these mandragoras. This way we can hit level 10 and get our rogues going. Na 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 na. I'm Severin. You the old man's errand girl now? Ah, it's the twink. Tell my dear old captain not to wet his britches. I'll be along. Oh, and just so we're clear, I don't care for landlubbers. Go find the chocobo you rode in on and ride on out. I want that twink obliterated. They're going from a system of direct democracy to being exploited labor colonialist enterprises. You know what? You have a point. You do have a point there.
Say that they technically voted on it, which is a thing you'll eventually kind of half find out. But the average pirate did not have a vote, it was just captains. And if the captains are the ones running the farm.
Ah, so we've just gone from direct exploitation to direct exploitation. The true history and law. All your labor belong to me. Unionizing the workers and overthrowing the boss. Yep. Why aren't the workers working? Because they aren't getting paid. The buzz on the wind tells me you've done the deed. The only pests plaguing my orchard are those woeful whelps out of water. If only you could rid me of the parasitic pirates as you did the pesky pucks. Alright. Jesus.
Just decimate my workforce, you know. To send a message.
Yup.
Can't believe this pirate is Jeff Bezos.
Ah,
Anyways.
Beast Gauge unlocked. This symbol indicates the defensive stance Defiance is in effect, which increases enmity. You can view the job gauge description at any time. Etc. Is the Grand Company system a weird form of military syndicalism? Good question.
Kinda is.
Can I not do the road quest yet?
Are you high enough level?
I'm level 10. Do I have to do the job quests or something?
Oh yeah, you have to do your job quest to, I don't remember which level.
Probably up to the next one. Okay, let's do that then.
Alright.
Has the training loosened your muscles and focused your mind, Horizontal? An urgent request for help has arrived from the Red Rooster Stead, and I have chosen you to respond. It appears a hostile group of megalo crabs has unwittingly elected itself as the next test of your prowess. As this is your first outing on official marauder duty, you shall be accompanied by a veteran conjurer by the name of Soulquib. She awaits you on the floor below. May devastation follow in your wake. Found a new school of Marxist analysis centered on game systems and settings. Yep. What do the means of production look like when there's magic?
I feel like a lot of people want that and don't know it yet.
Oh yes, for sure.
Oh, hello. Oh wait, this is I know what this is.
I thought she was wearing sunglasses. No, she's wearing an eye patch. Aye, Horizontal, I know who you are. My brother often has me escort his fledgling marauders on their more dangerous tasks. I suppose Worms don't expect me to give you the details then. Very well. It seems the farmers need us to clear out a megalo crab nest near the Mourning Widow and lower Lanacea? I don't remember what it was.
Enochian.
Enoki. I shall trust you to find your own way there. Just don't forget your axe. Looks as if nobody's home. Perhaps they knew we were coming. What, the crabs? Aid! I need aid! Oh, please, it's my grandson. Them snippers got him. I told Sighart not to get too close. I told him. Get that weapon ready, Horizontal. We need to move now. Okay. A long conversation that all things people don't like about Tarkov are the capitalist aspects, and the only thing that stops the game being unplayable is that the traders are essentially subsidizing players. Let me into the instance. I am only gonna cast one thing. One skill. It's the AoE cone. Oh, bugger and shite! Get away from me, you bloody great bastard! You leave this idiot boy alone. There he goes. Shout out to this little boy who aggroed an entire nest of megalo crabs. Do not need to read about this. Wait, am I level synced? Ah, crap. I'm extremely level synced. His friend just yelled at him, "Don't pull the trash," and kept running.
Actually, you know what? That's like the story of the Shawnee dungeon. Just don't pull the trash.
Don't pull the trash. Don't pull the trash. You pull the Paul. You know what? I think Dan and Paul are very similar in terms of how they tank.
Except damn Paul tanks in WoW, which Paul refuses to do.
If I had my AoE cone, this would be over so fast.
I had my AoE cone! I had my AoE cone!
If I had my AoE code, this would be fucking over. Yeah, duty complete. You want to get every mob in the dungeon. You know what? I completely understand that feeling. Thank you, miss. I thought I was dead for sure. Can't even play outside no more. What with all these scary monsters about me, ma, me dad. They was both killed by some nasty bugger not so long ago. And Aurochs, big as a mountain. But I bet you could beat it. Aye, make it pay for what it did to me, folks. You take it easy now, son. There's a whole guild of strapping lads and lasses like horizontally here who'll be glad to do just that. Where did we find this weird fucking kid? All you need to do is head home
like,
with
get revenge for me.
your...
Get revenge for me.
Look me in the
cannot.
eyes. Look me in the eyes, horizontal milk. Get revenge for me, family. Be mamida. Kill them. You let us worry about that big nasty bugger. Alright, let's go, Grandpa. Consider your first deed a success, Horizontal. It's time you headed back as well, before Wormzone begins to worry I've left your corpse with the crabs. What the hell is happening?
Hmm?
Somebody's just
can't
making their
explain
character
what it's
moan
doing.
into my ear. Don't like that. Don't like that. No thank you. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. So, you have shattered the shells of the megalo crabs and saved the life of a child into the bargain. Thus does our violent craft prove its merit. Well done, Horizontal. Though no longer a threat to the farmers, you should know that it is unusual for such crabs to be found so near the stead. By all accounts, the creatures were ousted from their usual feeding grounds by a more fierce beast. The beast of which I speak is a known terror in the lands of Eorzea. I'll never get the pronunciation of this correct. Ever seeking to expand its territory, and that boy's parents were but two of the many victims to fall to its rampages. It is a threat that must be dealt with ere long.
Okay, I know it's not Meow Boy, but I heard Meow Boy.
Do thoughts of vengeance flit through your mind, Horizontal? Nurture those urges, but do not yet act upon them. This monstrosity is far beyond your present skills. If you would answer the lad's cry for revenge, then you must grow stronger. Become the raging behemoth this challenge demands. Custom-made Cuirass. Cool.
You're doing it. You're becoming a tank.
Aha, for the next quest or so. Horizontal, I have gathered what information I could concerning the beast that young Sigurd bade you slay. The tales named this creature Kujata. Those who have witnessed Kujata in the terrifying flesh also call him the Stampeding Mountain. Such is his immense size and bulk. Again, I will not seek to dissuade you from claiming vengeance for the boy's parents. In fact, I encourage it. But to topple this lumbering colossus, you must first become his equal in strength and ferocity. As a single step towards that distant goal, I send you to the Blind Iron Mines. We have word that folk are falling prey to the claws of the local Galagos. It is your task to protect the weak from these unruly creatures. Learn to channel the rage inside you and let your axe blade sing in righteous slaughter. Coolio.
That's a lot.
Sure is. My god. Wake of destruction.
Oh, here we go.
Hello, local animal population. I'm here to wreak havoc upon your ecosystem. You dare throw stones at Horizontal Mill?
night off. Later.
Good night.
Good night.
Well,
Oh no. I gotta murder things, but I don't know where they are.
welcome back, Horizontal. Your actions have saved many from needless injury and anguish. But though your efforts are to be commended, there is yet much work to be done. Kujata, the object of your vengeance, has trampled a farmer's wagon as he thundered through the lands of Tiller's Rest. The foodstuffs spilled from the overturned wain have attracted all manner of hungry predators. Without produce for the market, the farmers will surely suffer for coin this season. Your duty is thus clear. Put down these rapacious scavengers and preserve the cargo. Okay. Ah, yes, overturned vein. I too interact with things just by kneeling down next to them.
What's next up? I feel like they'll that level.
Like what?
It seemed to have forgotten my food here. Oh. I don't think I'm thinking about it at the moment. Am I still quiet, or...?
My game might just be loud also.
There we go.
Once again, your capacity for carnage has been tested and proven. The creatures you defeated, however, were merely some of the many base scavengers that subsist on the scraps left in the wake of Kujata's rampages. To face Kujata himself, you yet require far more training, but do not despair, Horizontal. As Axemaster and fellow Marauder, this I swear, I will not rest until I have taught you how to wring every last ounce of power from your weapon, until the blade of your axe can slice cleanly through the thickest hide, the most knotted muscle, the densest bone. This menace will fall by your hand. You may find yourself drawn to explore the possibilities offered by other disciplines and guilds. These distractions are inevitable, and perhaps necessary. But I urge you to soon return to the path of the Marauder. I do not wish your edge to dull just as you begin to show such potential. Fare you well, Horizontal. You now have access to the armory system. Quests to unlock the other classes can be taken by undertaking speaking to the receptionist. Cool. Alright. Sick. Let's take these gloves, I guess. Gear sets allow you to save several different combinations of equipment and swap them at your leisure. A button for the gear set interface is located in the upper portion of the character window. This can be a very convenient feature for players who regularly switch back and forth between various classes, as well as for players who wish to have ready multiple sets of gear for the different types of duties they undertake, such as PvP or instance raids. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Let's go. Time to become a rogue. There's naught behind these convent doors for a worldly type like you, missus. We're the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss. All pure and saintly like. Now bugger off. Hang about.
We
I thought...
pure and saintly here.
Yep. Oh my god, you're right, it's Majima. Hang about. I thought you was just some simple errand lass, but now I've had a proper look. You're horizontal, ain't ya? Ah, I knew it. You like to snitch all the rising talent. From what I hear, you're head and shoulders above the rest. If you can handle yourself half as well as you say you can, may well be of some use to us. Forget about that Sisters of the Edelweiss bollocks. That's just a bit of fun to fob off the curious culls. We're a guild of rogues, lass, and it's mainly our marks as does the praying. Me and mine work in the shadows of Limsa, taking a keen edge to the rooks and cacklers what have earned themselves a million. We don't tout for members, but every now and again we might offer a promising young cove a place in the ranks. If you have an interest in joining us, tip us your daddles and we'll put a hilt in each one, just like the gods intended. So what do you say? Fancy learning a new trade? Good to see you're keen. I should probably warn you on a few points before you dive in. Most guilds take pride in turning their members into the best bloody candlestick makers they can be. We only care about getting the job done. And the job ain't pretty. You become one of us and you'll soon be neck deep in scum and knife fights. So if you're looking to scamper across rooftops and bilk dandies or they're blonde, you best take up with a different crew. Think on that and come back if you're still keen. Loanword would like you to reaffirm your desire to join the Rogues Guild. Oh, I didn't scare you off then? Bene, they told me he was a meddlesome lass, and so it's proved. You'll need every ounce of that metal soon enough. Now step inside and have a prattle with Jack. He's our upright man, the master of the guild. You may now freely enter the Rogues Guild. Speak with Loanword whenever you wish to gain admittance at the guild headquarters. You looking to head inside? Sure are. What's up? I'm the one they call Jack. Though I'm surprised you've heard of me. Perhaps you'd be good enough to tell me your name, along with that kindly cove as you told me ye mine. Ah, the famous horizontal. Old Lonnie Left Patch let you in, did he? You can't throw a blade for shite, but that one I don't miss now when it comes to sizing up a dimber mort for the Stalin. Just one thing, you ain't a pirate, are you? No. Ah, well then it's time you stall to the rogue. Pull on your best beater cases, and I'll swear you in myself when you're ready. Now, I could fill your walls with the storied history of our guild, but that's just wits and wins. The most important thing, the only thing we care about is getting the job done. Now, most folks, and I'm assuming you're among them, know that not long after Limbs' founding, the city was overrun by a motley collection of pirates and thieves. But as wild as that lot were, it soon became clear that they'd all end up killing each other if they didn't lay down a few rules, an unspoken code of conduct as it were. 1. You don't bite the purse of your fellow Laminsons. 2. You don't rook a crew out of their spoils. And 3. You don't trade culls like they was chattel. I'll admit the finer points of the code are a mite murky, but most agree on those 3 at least. Now, you might be thinking, none of that amounts to a sack of dillberries now the Admiral's outlawed piracy, but in the back alleys and black markets where Merle's grip ain't so tight, the code's still alive and well. And just as the law is enforced by the Yellow Jackets, the code is regulated by us rogues. We go where the shadows are darkest and hand out justice to them as break the code. I don't know why I'm going with this voice for him. He's the leader of a thief guild. He's like the leader of like a thieves guild, and he's just like, oh well, sure, I do love me having a bit of Tim Hortons on a good Sunday afternoon, you know what I mean?
Only a little Timmy's, you know.
Some rum-soaked cove steal goods from the wrong call, and we steal them back. That's my job, me nata lass. Of course, we don't hop the twig when blade work's called for neither. You see, when there's more to our dagger play than just sticking culls with a pointy end, well, we can mark with poison, fade away and strike in the darkmans, whatever it takes to get the job done. Well, Horizontal, what do you say to that? Got the guts to do a rogue's job? Sure. Alright then, first off, we'll have to get your kit sorted. A rogue needs to be light on her do-beaters to stand on Mark's trail. The job might have you fighting across a deck or weaving through a mob, and the last thing you want is a bleeding great battle axe that hooks itself on every rope and post. Hey. That's why we stick to daggers. Let you slip through the streets just as easily as they slip through a rook's ribs. Here, take these stabbers and let's see how they look on you. Just don't get so excited with your new toys that you forget how you dress for the role. You'd be surprised at how many colts come back to me in their bloody small clothes.
This is all so much.
I like how he's like, don't forget to put your clothes on. Your main weapon determines your current class. Changing classes is as easy as equipping a different type of weapon or tool to your main hand slot. You have changed to a new battle class. To lessen the burden of leveling you are now naked. To lessen the burden of leveling multiple Disciple of War and Magic classes, an experience point bonus known as the Armory bonus is added when slaying enemies and participating in fates. This bonus grows larger the greater the discrepancy between your current level and the level of your highest class. Use this to your advantage when deciding when and how to raise a secondary class. Let's put some clothes on. Wow, this really isn't much better. Alright.
Oh yeah, it's your standard default outfit.
Jack wishes to give you a few pointers on dagger play. Kinky.
I think you're pointy enough.
I am very pointy. Managed to strap those daggers on without cutting yourself. Well, we're off to a good start, I'd say. Next, you'll want to get a feel for the weight and the speed of your new weapons. I reckon those bleeding cheats in the fields outside Limsa should serve for your first lesson. Test your blade on a few of them lambs and slice some up them rats and pugils for good measure. Mind that you meal them beasties one at a time though, lass. I know you've served far worse in the past, but you're no dimber damber with them stabbers just yet. Why does he talk like that?
I mean, partly it's you, but partly it's not.
Partly. That's just how he is.
He do be like that though.
Yeah. He sure do.
What am I supposed to be doing? Spirits in Raincatcher Gully.
Okay. Alright, let's see. Slay lost lambs, you monster. Right?
You just gotta play some literal bosses.
Man, you are so extra as well. Creates shadows that nullify damage up to 20% of maximum HP. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess the like concept of them being lost lambs is very weird. Like they're not wild lambs, they're lost. These belong to somebody.
Maybe you get compensated for every lost lamb that's killed. Or maybe they just like lose their fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like as soon as they get lost, they're just like, nope, nope. Not a fucking riot. I'm sorry, now I'm just picturing rioting lambs.
Once a fate is completed, a window detailing your reward will be displayed. Rewards are distributed to all event participants and are based not only on success, but on individual contributions. The more active you are in completing event objectives, the greater your contribution will be deemed. Cool. Alright, it's the language of the unheard, Jesus.
You know, I heard it and I was like, yeah, that's not too bad, and then I fucking looked over. She's like, you know, I expected something. I can't.
It's a good pun.
Yeah. I just... Well, now I just need to go get a snack. I'll be back, I guess.
Alright. Done with your milling, are you? You can never run enough of blade practice, lass. In fact, I'll even add a list of marks to your hunting log. Pitting yourself against the lot and you'll soon learn some new steps for your dance with the daggers. You must think of yourself as a dancer, not a bleeding butcher. You only need so much force to ram a short blade into the hilt. Precision and speed. That's how you get the most out of your stabbers. Bulky armor will only have you plodding about like an ungainly oryx, so make sure you're wearing gear that will let you move freely as well. Alright, get your blade work up to scratch, Horizontal, and I might just have a job for you. Horizontal milk is a stressful name. If milk is horizontal, it is spilling. Yes. That is true. That is actually part of the origins of the name horizontal milk. So the name horizontal milk comes from a very specific pun, which is which basically only works if you can like read Korean. And so the joke goes, what does milk say when it falls over? Aya! And it's because so the characters for milk, when you turn them sideways, they read Aya. There you go. That's why the character's name is Horizontal Milk.
So how's it going?
Hello? Hello? Yeah, it's going. Yeah, English is really weird and very abstract. It makes no sense. That's where it is. This guy's name is Spengish Kagon. I don't like that.
Oh. I thought you were talking about a player.
No, I was talking about a player.
Okay.
See, my day-to-day speech is really fucked just because, like, I don't speak like a normal human being does. Oh there, Horizontal. I must say you're looking comfortable enough with those stabbers of yours. I reckon you're good and ready for your first assignment, eh? Yes. Ordinarily, I'd stow me weeds and let you get on with your work, but seeing as we only just dragged you into the shadows, there might be a couple of things that you ain't familiar with. Let's build on what you likely do know, and that's the fact that the Admiral, God bless her soul, has outlawed piracy in Limsolo Minza. So, why do you think there's still so many sodden pirates in this town? I'll tell you why. It's because there's still only one way for them to loot and pillage without incurring the wrath of the law. All you need to do is apply to serve the last Socracy as a certified privateer. A captain with a privateer's license is free to terrorize the seas until the old goats come home. So long as he only targets vessels what belong to the Garlean Empire. Of course, considering how bloody vast the Empire is, there's plenty of looting to go around. Yeah, it's a racket. Crews fill their holds with Imperial plunder, then sail back to here to Limsa to offload the spoils. And that's where this particular case went sour. See, this one crew got their fanbles on a Magitech device, a firing mechanism to be precise, but was worked out of their hull by some heavy-handed coves. If you'll recall, that don't sit well with the code. If you're bold enough to rook a pirate out of his due, then you best be prepared for a visit from the rogues. Ah, and speaking of visiting rogues, Underfoot, over here, lad. Oh my. I want the pair of you working together on this. Pass sentence on them code-defying rooks and bite back that magic tech part. Oh. What's the last need me for? You're in charge of new recruits, ain't ya? It's Horizontal's first assignment. What the hell is this music that's playing? You're to go along and give her the benefit of your wisdom. Since when was I in charge of you? Ah, bugger it. I guess we're to be partners for the now. My name's Perimu Harimu. Most of me fellows call me Underfoot. The Limsa government is just trying to keep a monopoly on violence. It's true. You might seem a touch reluctant, but Perimu's one of our best. You just do as he says and you'll get the job done. Alright, bud. Alright then, me young rogue. Seeing as this is your first official outing, I want to be sure your dance steps are up to the task. With them short blades, you need to get in good and close to your mark, aye? But we ain't bleeding swads in shining armor, and the lighter kit we wear ain't much protection from a click to the gan. If you don't fancy spitting blood on your teeth, your best defense is simply not being there when your mark winds up to land a nasty clout. Sliding around to a flank usually does the trick, but there's some rum fun every rogue should master. The shade shift. Clear your mind and trust in your speed, and you can leave an axe-wielding brute chasing your shadow while you bury your stabbers in his gut. Right now it's time to put this lesson to practice against some of those Aureliae out in lower Lanosia. There we go. I hope you was paying attention, lass, because those tentacles can pack a wallop, eh? Go fight some tentacles! It was pronounced the Ocean, like ocean. I made a joke about that. Ocean. It might not. I don't know. I haven't heard any NPCs actually say anything about it to me, so I'm in the fucking dark about how any of this shit is pronounced. Alright, I killed the jellies. Done with your practice then. The sting of them tentacled buggers. Soon teach you to stay on your toes, eh? Now that we've got your blood rush, I'd say it's time to get down to work. First things first, we need to track down them addled coves to what rooked that Magitech gadget. Might be as one of our rogues has heard something, the guild thrives on information you see. And we've seen agents scattered far and wide with their glazes keen and their waddles to the ground. Let's pay us a visit to Itolwan at the Drownin' Wench. Ask her for a weak ale and see what that gets ya. I'm not setting you up for a laugh, lass, trust me. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. What's your pleasure, miss? Never in all my days. You may serve some cheap grog in the wench, but not that was watered down. If our usual ale is too bold for your taste, perhaps you'd like to order from the underground menu. Aye, there's quite a lot on offer for a customer with your roguish charms. Is there something in particular I could help you with?
I feel like this person is loudly winking at you.
Yes. The trouble over that Magitech loot. It was not a subtle job. The gang in question is an unusual group of former pirates calling themselves the Dainty Demolishers. Alright. They seem to be enamored of court dandy mannerisms and have a preference for seizing Garlean machinery. They're also known for conspiring with goblins. Rumors say that the Demolishers visit a beastman camp in Little La Nocia to fence their goods. And those goods generally take the form of Imperial technology. I imagine the goblins were rather pleased to take possession of a XL3. What? What is this? I don't know that many Roman
XL3.
numerals.
XL3 should be 33.
A Mark 33 anti-aircraft cannon firing mechanism. If you mean to steal the device back, then your trail leads to the goblin camp in Summerford. Summerford, huh? On your way, lass. Meet me across the river from the camp and we'll plan our next move. Oh, there he waddles. Ooh, I can access the chocobos now.
You get to ride your chocobo all day.
Porters are similar to rental chocobos in that they can be hired to carry you quickly to various destinations. The difference between being that you cannot control these birds and that they will not stop until they have arrived at their destination. On the other hand, porters are trained to take the safest route, meaning that you will never be attacked while in transit. Ain't that nice? You continue to impress, lass. All but Severin are accounted for. It's no fault of yours, he squirmed out. I've let that worm wriggle through my fingers more times than I can count. It's kinda lewd, homie. But rest assured the next time I see him, I'll put him squarely in the dirt where all such worms belong! Sorry. Stelwyn worries that his sack of oranges will not reach the La Thagran checkpoint as planned. Pains me to say, but all the gil in the world can't buy loyalty. There are some like you who can be trusted, but then there are others. Until now, I've had no choice but to rely on that charlatan Severin, even though I am full aware that he's been doing shady deals behind my back. More than once I've heard tell of improper trading with goblins. I wouldn't be the least surprised if that were happening right now. Not a bell ago, a sack of oranges vanished, as did Severin. I want you to find and confront the bastard for me, Milk. I'm sure there's wrongdoing afoot, so be sure to doubt anything that comes out of his mouth.
Oh boy, have we gotten to the emote quests?
Listen, I've been emoting for a while now.
Love a good emote quest.
Love a good emote quest. There's a surprising amount of them.
And they just keep happening.
They do. All over a bag of oranges, right? That was my first one. I was like, man, this is a really like kind of a lot over a bag of oranges. Listen, it's about the principle.
You know what I had forgotten about my bag situation? That I do not have space on my person, any of my retainers, my chocobo.
Jesus.
And I'm out of free retainers.
Jesus.
Yep. The only way to
Oh,
get one
Mr.
now
Goblin.
is to...
I'm here to destroy you for my hunting rod. Seems a little excessive. Get your noggin down, Horizontal. I've been snilchin'. You've been what? That's not real. You said a fake word. I've been snilchin' the action across the way there. No sign of the demolishers, but I did see one of them gambler coves stuffing the Garlean gadget into his backpack. I knew Etolwan would steer us all right. This is your chance, lass. Clout that gambler gobby and grabble that device. Why do you talk like this? I've lost track of which gob it was, but I'm thinking it was that sod on the left. Just make sure you dance away from any bomb blasts, twisting and dodging in the middle of a fireball ain't exactly effective. Hey! Rogues get, evasion and uncanny dodge, so... Calculate, you can dodge a fireball. To snilch. To eye or look at anything attentively. What the fuck? The 1811 Dictionary of the Vulgar Tongue, originally by Francis Gross. To culls attentively, the culls. So weird. That's the way, lass. There was naught for me to do but sit on me daddles and watch. So you've got the goods then.
Also, hi, Dan.
Aye, this is the device. No mistaken. Let's get back to the guild, eh? We still owe them demolisher bastards a million, but they'll keep for the now. Here, you should be the one to deliver the prize to Jack. It was your hand that snatched it out of the gobbler's paw, after all. Yep. Sauntering off again. Captain, I say, some fiend has perpetrated violence upon our goblin colleagues whilst we sought but to wet our throats with fine libations. What? What? This will not stand, Captain. Our finely filched loot has been pilfered from under our noses. Blast and bother, my blood boils and bubbles at the temerity of this affront. I know not the identity of these audacious buffoons, but they shall be made to pay, and pay dearly, with me, my fine fellows. Huzzah! Huzzah! Well. Guess we can also cast doubt on this dude while we're at it. New to game. Yes and no. Bloody hells. I'm up the strait without a paddle. Doubt. Returnee? Kind of, yeah. I played like 55 or so levels. I got stuck in the post patches. What's this now? Stalewern sent you for the oranges? Huh, so the old bugger had known all this time. Ah, what does it matter anyway? You're reading less like a high school English class where you speak me. Listen, generic bad guys get text-to-speech voice. That's all I'm saying. Listen, you're one of those goody-good adventure types, right? Go rescue me mates from those double-dealing goblins. They're just over yonder by the bonfire. This is like the... Oh, okay, this is different bonfire, different goblins, different gobbos. I sense a hostile presence. I owe you one. Would have gotten away myself if not for Severin shoving me aside. Wow, that guy sucks. Severin sent you? Ah, the way he flew out of here, I was sure he'd sold us out down the river. Why are you guys friends? I like how the quest text literally says save Severin's henchman. If you hadn't come, my dodo would have been cooked. Cooked dodo. Get the fuck out of here. Zabuma Foopington. It's such a good name. What the fuck? Zabuma Foopington. You saved me, mates, and for that I owe you. Suppose I should be ashamed I couldn't clean up my own mess. But a pirate knows no shame. I have no qualms about going back on my word. And then he gives us the sack of oranges. Okay, I guess these are ours now.
I've never done this quest line, so I don't actually know how it works.
I don't know. It seems that people are very invested in this sack of oranges. Are you ready to commit a race war over a sack of oranges? No? Alright.
Everybody's doing it though.
It's all the rage with the youth these days. What have we here? A delivery from Summerford Farms. And as scheduled? Ah, this is the first time for everything. Here's your oranges, mate. Well, look at that. Not a single one missing either. About the only things not here are those bagmen, and I don't miss them one bit. Here's Stalewern's payment in full. With you, I can trust it'll reach him. Coolio. Asked for hopes to assure the safety of wayfarers at the Lethagran checkpoint. I'm sure I'm reading that incorrectly. By ridding the area of its dangerous denizens. More and more travelers pass through these gates bloodied and bruised each day. They tell me the Yarzons harried them at the road. It pains me to do nothing, but we need every man we have just to hold the garrison. You would do us all a great service were you to thin the Yarzon population for us. If you could clear out, say, 3 of their nests, we'd all be in your debt.
Just take care of exactly 3. That's all we need.
Exactly 3. No more, no less. I mean, I might as well, I suppose. so worried about a sucker for just got 30 language in that. Yeah, I don't understand the limitations in here. Kind of seems like everything's just a bit of a right mess.
Where the fucking go?
Ah, so you did for the Vilekin. Repassa through owes you a debt of gratitude. Lithagrana is a vital stronghold, one the Maelstrom would defend themselves had they the means. The fleet is spread too thin, which is why the Yellow Jackets have been called in. But our numbers are hardly inexhaustible, and your help goes a long way towards preserving the peace. I got a question. How were people coming here all bruised when those things were in the middle of the river?
Why are you asking questions like this?
Like, surely they live there. Surely you can just avoid the river. I took this path, knee deep in water, and I kept getting beat up by giant crab spiders. Can somebody tell me what's wrong? How do I fix this?
Oh my god, Bailey is screaming.
Back in one piece, that's a relief. How did you fare, Milk? Ah, this is what I was aiming for. Looks to be all I was owed, alright? Though I'd be telling you false if I claimed I had not held out more hope for Severin. I was even willing to overlook the skimming off the top, but to sell us all short in favor of those godforsaken goblins. You do well to mind yourself around that two-gill cheat. If he'd leave his own mates for dead, there's no telling what he'd do to you. Damn. It's pretty cool-blooded. Gurkent seeks fertile soil to improve the yield of his newly plowed fields. Blast, at this rate the crops will never be ready for harvest. If only we had black loam, just a bit could send our stocks soaring. I bet Rotweeda knows where to find some. Perhaps you might pay her a visit in the orchard. I like how this is a main story quest. Like, I'm helping at a farm. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm into it, but also just like very funny. High potions are in short supply at Tiller's Rest, and Canmar hopes to remedy that. If you headed to Tiller's Rest, I have a favor to ask of you. The pirates have been away from sea for too long, and their broken hearts turn to bloodshed for solace. A full supply of medicine lasts barely a week. If you could buy a high potion and take it up to weed a loaf, you may well save some lives. Oh, okay, Jesus. I look stranger every day. I look like I'm ready to bake a pie.
I love the early level shit.
It's so weird.
It's just the strangest fucking thing for no good reason.
I wear a lot of puffy clothes. Like
Which
a lot of
makes
like
a certain kind of
gambesons.
sense.
You managed to grab that firing mechanism yet, Horizontal. Still in one piece, too. You've done well for your first assignment, lass. Don't look like much, but that crew put their lives on the line to cloy this here bauble. They'll be pleased to see it snatched back from the Ruffmans. Uh-huh. We've yet to do for the dainty demolishers, Jack. The job ain't over. You're right underfoot, it ain't. You break the code, you face the consequences. Ooh, this is not at all what I expected from the inside of a covenant. Oh, it's these guys. And who might you be, sirs? Ha 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 ha! Your ignorance is understandable. After all, our schemes are always perfect, our heists impeccable. Shall I reveal our infamous name and drink in your delicious terror? We are deadly, dastardly, and dictionally devilish. Quail before the dainty demolishers. Oh yeah, brother.
Oh,
I don't fucking know. You heard of these guys? Captain, I say, there's the louse who misappropriated our merchandise. I concur, she is the selfsame simpleton whom we trailed unnoticed to this very establishment. Surprise, surprise. Ha ha ha. Now, my dear dandies, let us not be unpleasant. Should we endeavor to resolve this distastefulness without resorting to insult or other, less diplomatic methods? At least not yet. You there, yes, the clean-cheeked errand boy, be a good fellow and fetch me your superior. One of your colleagues has committed a terrible crime against us, and we shall not be leaving until the proper restitution has been paid. Oh, an errand boy now, am I? Wasn't funny. Tell me, Captain, just what kind of place do you think this is, then? This place? Why, I suppose it is some matter of convent. The one-eyed doorman named it the Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss, or some such. And you've yet to realize your mistake? Your fate was sealed the moment you dragged your sorry quarren across the threshold. Are you threatening me, boy? I'll have my fellows cut out that impudent tongue. We've exhausted our reserves of dainty today, lads. Show these fraudulent sistars how the demolishers deal with upstarts. You still don't understand, do ya? Nothing personal, kid. There are but three sorts of calls what the doorman'll let pass. Clients, recruits, God's spit. I'll kill you all. Dude, that got ice. Didn't your mom teach you not to interrupt a lady when she's speaking? You'd have learned that the third sort of cull is the bollocks for brain mark that marches himself right into the rogue's den. Oh. Rogues, but we were so careful. You walked into this establishment and everybody had knives! I'd heard tales in my pirate days. Stories about the merciless wraiths who uphold the code. They weren't called rogues back then, though. The upright thieves they were, the knives in the shadows. You can't be them. You're just trying to scare me. Well, the captain of the dainty demolishers is not so easily cowed. Dude, your two henchmen got fucking ice. They're dead. To hells with your deceptions. Huzzah! Huzzah for my fallen comrades. There's so much slow-mo. Deceptions. Anyone you could meet a rogue, Captain. Even a clean-cheeked errand boy. Still breathing. Find some rope and string it off someplace in town. Oh. Someone please call an ambulance. And now the job's done. Quite an introduction you had there, eh? Welcome to Limsalo Minza's ever-churning underbelly where the thieves shed their skins and become rogues. I'm not much for discussing the old days, but since it's come up, I might as well clear up the confusion. It was back when piracy was at its peak. The coves what protected the code were Dimber Dambers, the best lads and lasses to be had from among the pirate crews. They bit back the goods what was wrongly bitten and came for the guilty under cover of Darkmans. Upright thief became the title for these coves, what dealt in sanctioned stealing and milling. But it was only those that has had cut all ties with the Buccaneer's life what was accepted to the ranks. Conflicting loyalties and all that. You just found out they're still updating Final Fantasy XI? What?
Yeah, they are.
Really? What? I thought they shut that game down.
Nope. It's still going.
What?
It has been for a while.
Bizarre. Didn't they end the world or something?
No.
Oh, okay. They formed their own guild and even their own way of speaking, and what was once pirates was pirates no more.
Oh.
Later on, when Merlwub took the Admiral's chair, the Upright Thieves agreed to abide by her laws. We became the Rogues Guild to mark the change and altered our recruiting policy to accept venturers like yourself. But although the title is different, the job remains the same. Uphold the code and preserve the underground society what spawned us. Oh, they shut down the consoles. I see, I get it. Just as you're done with this assignment, keep up the good work, Horizontal, and you'll go far in the shadows. Bronze daggers. Yeah, probably. That's what I'm sure. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Peters is probably right. It had like there are people actively streaming from, or were people actively streaming from consoles in Final Fantasy XI.
Bizarre. That's kind of wild. Did I see someone tweeting about Final Fantasy XI recently? I feel like I did. I don't remember,
You
though.
probably did. I think Octo was playing.
Octo?
Like,
Wait, no, hold on. I think I did see something about that. That might be correct. All right. Well, I'm gonna stop here for tonight. And then we can pick up later. And do some more questing. I might come back tomorrow, depending on how busy I am. I think whatever I had plans tomorrow for stuff, but it seems like they might have fallen through.
oh no.
So yeah, I think I will be here tomorrow. If I am awake in time, I might stream tomorrow. So yeah, I guess I'll see you then.
Good night, everyone.
Goodbye. I had something tomorrow.